Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Better turn the microphone on. Hello, and welcome to the last army list show of the year. I was trying to get this stupid graphic to sit in the middle of the screen, but it wasn't playing nice. Hello. So we're going to try and run through like 8 army lists. I only got an hour, and because it's Christmas in like 2 days, I'm now like pretty far into a 36-hour fast. So my brain might not be working at full capacity today. But hello, thanks for being here. Hello, Phil. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Boris the Blade. Benjamin Stewart. Absolutely smashed Grey Knights. First time playing Rage Cursed Onslaught. That's what we like to hear. Welcome. Thanks for being here. If you do enjoy the stream at any point, please do leave a like on the stream. It always helps me out so much. We're going to start with a list by Job Miniatures. And I think most of the list tonight will be Rage Cursed Warrior. I'll actually be surprised if anyone hasn't submitted a Rage Cursed Warrior list. So if you're looking for Liberator Assault Group or Angelic Inheritors, there is a playlist on the YouTube channel. You can go back a few weeks and watch some of the other army list shows. Because I think tonight will be very much Rage Cursed. Alright, we're starting with the Chaplain with the Jump Pack with Angel's Fang. That's sustained 2 into Monsters Vehicles. Character units, Mephisto and Dante Lamartis. 10 intercessors for sticky objectives. 5 jump intercessors. The Ball Predator seems to be a very common staple in this new detachment. The Death Company Dreadnought, which I'm still convinced is a meme. We'll have to see at some point if I agree that it's not a meme. We have 2 10-man Death Companies. We have 2 3-man Sanguinary Guards with the Spears, and Spears are probably the right choice in this detachment. Sorry, it's 3 Sanguinary Guard with Spears. Unit Scouts, and then the 10 Vanguard Veterans, all with Infernal Pistols. So the 10 Vanguard Veterans are going to be with Dante. The 2 Death Companies are led by Lamartis and the Chaplain, and then the Sanguinary Guard, the Jump Intercessors, they're all unread. They are all unled, excuse me. Spears in all 3 units of the Sanguinary Guard. Okay, I mean it's pretty cool. Having played this list or played this detachment twice now, I am thoroughly convinced that the best way to run this detachment is, or the best way to run Death Company in this detachment is a 5-man Death Company led with a Chaplain. That unit is bonkers strong. Make sure the Chaplain has the Power Fist. And I guess take the Power Fist, the Viscerator that you can take. But that unit is really strong, and I think it is the most point-efficient version that you can run in this attachment, right? Because you want to basically run... You want to run units that are going to not die, but they are going to die. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, you're going to battle shock your own unit, then you're going to expect it to die. So you don't really want to be battle shocking a 300+ point unit, which is what the 10 Death Company are. You want to be battle shocking a 5-man unit that's like 195 points, I think. I think 5 Death Company might be 120 or 125, and then the Chaplain to lead them 75. That's my opinion. I've only played it twice, but I felt like the 5-man Death Company just did so much damage. I don't know why I need a 10. They punch up in this detachment, says Phil. Yeah, and I think they're point sufficient. Like, it might be crazy to start a list with 3 5-man units of Death Company and add 3 Chaplains. And that is just like your turn 1 unit goes, kill something, dies. Turn 2, something else goes, kill something, dies. Turn 3, you know, and every single time they trade up, right? Like, they do way more damage than you expect. +1 to wound, rerolling wounds, potential to get +1 strength and +1 AP. Very good. I've played Lamartis +10. I just think that the 5-man was much better, and I think if I'm going to a tournament, I'm going to run 2 5-man. I could be tempted to take the 3rd 5-man. I suppose I could be tempted to take 10 more with Lamartis. But yeah, Death Company are very good. They're cheap. I think they're great. So this list is probably pretty interesting, right? You've got 2 giant balls of Death Company, you got sticky objectives, you got a bunch of skirmishing units, you got a Ball Predator and a Death Company Dreadnought to maybe contest an objective and then sticky it. You got the 10 Infernal Pistols with Dante to shoot a target off the board. I think it's cool. It's a decent list. I like it. I don't know if I'd play it. I still really like taking a couple of Vindicator tanks. Good afternoon, CFT3D. Thanks for being here. Adam did well this week with tanks against Astra Militarum with Rage Cursed Onslaught. There you go. I think Rage Cursed Onslaught has much more punch-up potential than Liberator Assault Group. And I know a lot of people really love Liberator Assault Group, but I just think the punch-up potential in Rage Cursed Warrior, for me personally, makes me more excited. Like if I'm going to a tournament tomorrow, even though Rage Cursed Warrior has some limitations, that's what I'm playing. I prefer it, I think, to Liberator Assault Group. Alright, next list by JLR91. We have, again, a captain this time, with a jump pack with Angel's Fang. We have a chaplain on foot, we have 2 jump chaplains, and we have Mephiston. Mephiston's obviously good as well, because you can just push Mephiston onto an objective, and you can say, come and try and kill me. And if you kill me, I'll stickly it anyway, and you've got to commit a lot of stuff. You've got to commit a lot of stuff to kill Mephiston. When's the Maths Hammer website available to try out? I don't know, man. I'm worried about the Math Hammer because I think that Games Workshop will be not happy that I've made that program. I don't want to get into any legal issues with Games Workshop. I don't know if I could put the program out without any of the data sheets in it and people could use it. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. I just know that, like, I already renamed this channel. Like, if you go back a couple of years, this channel actually at one point was called Blood Angels Commander. It's now called the BA Commander channel. I just don't want to piss Games Workshop off, right? Like, I'm a small creator. This is like a... You know, YouTube has been kind of like a second lifeline for me, right? Like, I was literally at a point in my life where I need to go get a second job. And I thought to myself, like, I'll try this YouTube thing for a couple of months. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. It has worked okay. I just don't want to get shut down. Yeah, for the data sheets, for copyright reasons. I'm worried about it. So I haven't released it. I've just been using it for my videos at the moment. Anyway, sorry, excuse me. So if I can figure out a way of if I had a surefire way of releasing it that is not going to get me in any bother legally, I would release it, because obviously you've seen how powerful it is. I can literally do maths on every single unit in the game. It's, you know, like I've spent like 6 months building this tool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we've got the Impulsor. We've got a couple of Ball Predators. The Impulsor is good. I imagine it's going to be a Chaplain plus Blade Guard inside the Impulsor. We have 2 5-man Death Companies. They're obviously both led by those cheap Chaplains. We have 2 Lancers for the anti-tank. We have Unit of Incursors to give +1 to hit on shooting. Good with Lancers. We've got Infiltrators to hold our objective. We've got 6 Sanguinary Guard. They would be attached by that Captain with a Sustain 2. Again, that's good. We've got Mephiston and the Lone Operative. We've got a unit of Scouts. Yeah, I mean, if you like Gladiator Lancers, then this is a good list. And this is what I was saying. Like, I really like these 5-man Death Companies led by the Chaplain. Ball Predators let you bully the mid-board a little bit and shut down enemy infantry. You've got the Blade Guard inside the Impulsor to do actions to unbattle shock units. You've got the Incursors for +1 to hit. You've got the 6 Sanguinary Guard. So this is a good ranged unit. And then you've got Infiltrators sitting in your home field, Mephiston. I like this list. I think this is a decent list. There's not much you need to change on this. I guess I don't know personally yet, having only played this detachment twice, what the actual super optimal list is going to look like. But I'm going to a GT in less than a month. It's my first GT in a while, so after that, probably be able to talk about some of the ups and downs with this detachment. But yeah, this list looks totally fine. Like, I think it's a balanced list. It looks like it covers a lot of bases. I would play it. I like it. Yeah, I think probably that's what I need to do, Brian. I was thinking about that. Like, if I just bundle all my tool with no data sheets. So all my tool is like the chance to hit, the rerolls, etc., etc. Then I think it would be fine, right? Because I'm not like, I don't know if you can copyright sustained hits, or I don't know if you can copyright a tool that lets you say you've got 6 units with sustained hits, right? That's what I would be worried about. Greetings, Commander. In Rage Curse Onslaught, have you considered adding the Ancient and the Terminators to either Terminator squad? The Ancient banner gives 1 OC while battle shocked. Yeah, the issue with adding the Ancient is you can't attach the Chaplain in the Ancient. But the Ancient is not a bad model to attach, obviously, because the banner OC, the extra plus to hit, the extra plus to wound. I feel like the Chaplain is a better choice overall, but like, yeah, if you want to run an Ancient in a Terminator squad, I don't think it's a bad choice. Good morning, Daniel. Hello. I agree, letting people put in their own data sheets should get you above board. Yeah, I think that's probably where I need to get to. So I think over the next little while, I need to rework the tool so it doesn't really... Like, I can give you the tool with no data, and it's up to you to put the data sheets in, and then everything is hunky-dory, right? All right, Mark and Friends is our third list for tonight. He is also running the Captain of the Jump Pack with Angel's Fang. A lot of people putting Angel's Fang on the Jump Captain. I think that's cool. We've got Mephiston again. We've got Dante Lamartas and the Sanguinar. We've got 3 units of Jump Intercessors. I mean, they're kind of good, kind of core. We've got the 10 Death Company with Lamartas. We have the Infiltrators for the Sticky. We have 6 Sanguinary Guard, I assume, again, attached to the Captain with the Sustained. We have Dante, who's going to be attached to the 10 Vanguard Veterans with Infernal Pistols. Then we have 2 Vindicator tanks. I feel like this list has a ton of damage coming out, but maybe struggles... I don't know if I want to say it struggles to play the secondary. A lot of the secondary comes on these 3 units of Assault Intercessors. Because you've got the 2 Vindicator tanks, big and killy. You've got the 10 Death Company, big and killy. You've got the 10 Vanguard Vets, big and killy. And then you get the 6 Sanguinary Guard. So it's like, you're really dependent on like, I guess you got the Sanguinar, who's lone operative. You've got Mephiston, who's lone operative. And then you've got the 3 Jump Intercessors. So those guys need to do an awful lot of work for you. You've got a lot of your eggs in 4 big baskets, I guess. And your 4 big baskets are going to hit pretty hard. So it really just depends if you feel like you can score enough points and play enough around the second rage, right? Like 3 Jump Intercessors feels like you probably can, right? Like you have 1 unit of Jump Intercessors in reserve, or maybe even 2. But, you know, you do an action with the first one, you can test... You bring one in from reserve, you do an action. So I think this list has play. I think it really just depends on like how well you feel like you can maneuver just 3 giant death ball units, because that's what you've got. And like I said, I think small units are really, really strong in this detachment. Like if you've not tried the 5 Death Company of the Chaplain, please do try it. Because it just does so much damage, and like I played against a Stomper. That's toughness 14, 2-up save, which is arguably like the. When do you fight against stuff that has toughness 14, 2-up save? You just don't. Like it just doesn't happen. Like the Stomper is the fucking exception to the rule, and that 195 point of unit of Death Company did 21 damage to it. Like that's a phenomenal amount of unit. You know, that's 2/3 of it killed. It's an 800 point model. And that squad costs less than 200. Like, why do you need 10 Death Company when the 5 are absolutely bonkers? It's interesting. I mean, you could argue the 10 will one-shot the Stomper. All right, good argument. You want to one-shot a Stomper. You've got Lamartas and 10 Death Company. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Have we actually gotten over the requirement for having infiltrators? I'm not running infiltrators these days. I feel like Deep Strike is a lot less obnoxious than it was, or a lot less people are taking it, and I feel like sticky objectives is also very valuable. I think there's nothing wrong with playing infiltrators. You will occasionally play something in the meta, like Grey Knights, that are going to infiltrate onto your own objectives and just be an absolute fucking arse to deal with. So there's nothing wrong with taking them, but you can, if you want to save points, take a sticky squad of intercessors and just be ready to react and be ready to play that a little bit different, right? Cool. Next list. Quay Dog. Member 10 months. Hey, we've got a... Come in. Come in. No? My mum's not here. I'm here. Dad's here. Look, Daddy's on his camera.
Can I show you what I can do? I can yo-yo.
You've got a yo-yo. Come show everybody your cool top.
No.
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 You don't want to show them?
No, I don't.
Alright, well, Mummy's not up here.
Where did Mommy go?
She'll be downstairs in the kitchen. Did you look in the kitchen?
Yeah.
You did not. I can hear her downstairs. Go. Alright, Quay Dog. Next list. We've got Captain of the Jump Pack with the fight first, with the 6 Angry Guard with Lances. Cool. Lamarta's with a 10 Death Company, obviously with Power Fists. I think obviously there's Infernal Pistols, Plasma Pistols, Eviscerators that need to be in there. A Blood Angels Captain with the Angel's Fang and the Assault Intercessors and the Impulsor. I mean, it's a great choice. I'm surprised we haven't seen this so much, because this guy can go to 10 attacks with Devastating Wounds and Sustain 2, and reroll all hits and all wounds. I mean, this guy is great with Sternguard as well, I feel like. I think he's okay with company heroes, but I think he's kind of probably amazing with Assault Intercessors and Sternguards. We've got Mephiston, who is our Warlord. We have, again, 3 units of Jump Intercessors with Power Fists and Plasmas. We've got 5 Death Company. They will be unled. 5 Death Company unled in this detachment just feels like you should find the points for the Chaplain, dude. The Chaplain is going to push that unit so far up and above. Like, we just got to find the points for the Chaplain, right? Like, if we have to lose a unit of Jump Intercessors for the points for the Chaplain, I think it's worth it. The Chaplain leading them is just so fucking good. The Infiltrators, the 5 Scouts with the Chainswords, the Knives and the Missile Launcher, and then the 2 Vindicator tanks. So this is probably... Do you know what? This is pretty similar to what I played last week, actually. Because I did double Vindicator. I actually did the 10 with Lamartes. I did the 6 with the Jump Captain. I did the Impulsor Captain thing, but I used Company Heroes instead. I think this is good. I just think that Death Company, they just want the Chaplain so far. They just want it so hard. It just lets them punch almost anything out of the game. It's on a whole other level. Is the MSU Death Company Chaplain worth it with the Yes, 100% William. That's what I've been saying. This 5 Death Company with like 2 Power Fists, an Eviscerator, a Chaplain. You can give the Chaplain the Power Fist even though the model does not come with it, which is weird. Like it's sort of a holdover from previous editions, right? Because like obviously at some point in previous editions the Chaplain was allowed to take the Power Fist, right? But the one that we've got shows an Infernal Pistol. This model's Bolt Pistol can be replaced with a Power Fist. It's the old Metal Jump Chaplain. Metal Jump Chaplain. That's what he looked like. It was... Where is he? Huh. Metal Jump Chaplain with Power Fist. There was one that, this is him, yeah. Sorry. He was on the Games Workshop web store for ages. I think that might, this is brand new in box. I was going to say, I think that might be 3D printed. But no, I think that, this guy, it's like a holdover for when I actually don't have this model. Ironically, he doesn't have a jump pack there. But I guess maybe people made him with jump pack. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's weird he doesn't have a jump pack. This was like an iconic model for a long time. So yeah, I would 100% try and do that. That's what I would be trying to do. Outriders, yeah, Outriders are good in this detachment. I've got them in my list at the moment. They get 18 attacks, 622. It's really not bad. I haven't tried the Chaplain leading the Outriders yet. I think that's pretty cool as well. Alright, Marshmallow. Again, it's Rage Cursed. Again, we got the Captain with the Angel's Fang. We've got a Chaplain with Fight First. We've got Lamartes, and we've got a Combi Weapon Lieutenant. Combat Weapon Lieutenant is fine. I just think you want to find the 50 points for Mephiston so that you can sticky an objective when he dies. You get 2 Impulsors. You got a Battle Predator. We've got 18 Blade Guard.
Something happened.
What's happened?
Something happened to Michael's picture, but it wasn't me who did it. Mikey, turn it over, turn it over!
Oh, Michael's drawn a picture. Do you want to show people your picture?
It's a picture of you.
It's a picture of me.
All
Alright, enough about the poo today, okay? There is not a poo on my head. Now, there is... Right, you've drawn a picture with poo on my head. Listen, poo is not nice on people's heads.
Actually, that wasn't him, that was me.
Alright, you two go back downstairs. Behave, please. Alright. Hey, PK, Arjo. It's the holidays. Can you tell it's the holidays? We then have 10 Death coming in the jump pack. We have Infiltrators. We have 9 Sanguinary Guard in the 3s. And then we have double Scout Squad. Okay, so it's a heavy emphasis on Blade Guard, but only 1 Chaplain there. I think the Blade Guard are going to need a leader in this detachment to be massively meaningful. Yeah, I've got a couple of Plague Marines on my hands. Yes, that's for sure. Next week, spoiler for next week. I'm doing a video on Chaplains for next week. I know I am because I already made the thumbnail and started working on the scripts and stuff. So this video is coming next week. It's the Rage Cursed Blade Guard leader comparison video, where we'll look at the Lieutenant, we'll look at the Chaplain, we'll look at the Judiciar, and there's a couple other leaders in there as well. I think the Blade Guard are going to massively want to be led by a Lieutenant or a Chaplain. I really think that's going to be important. The Ancient isn't too bad either. 18 Blade Guard, 2 Impulsors, only 1 leader. I'm not a huge fan of that. The 10 Death Company are led by Lamartas. Again, I think you could split that into 2 5s. It would probably be better. We've got the Infiltrators. We've got the 3 small units of Sanguinary Guard, and we've got the Scouts. I'd probably be willing to give up 1 unit of Scouts and 1 unit of Sanguinary Guard if it means we can split the Death Company into 2 Chaplains and we can give one of the other Blade Guards a leader. I think that might be better. I think the Blade Guard are good. AP3 is really nice. Damage 2 is really nice. Strength 6 is the one question mark I have about the Blade Guard, right? Because you know, there's targets there in the meta where when they're Strength 6, they're only going to wound on 5s, and you don't have access to lance. I think that's the big issue, right? So a Lieutenant at least gives them lethals and fallback and charge, and the Chaplain gives them the +1 and the nice remove battle shock. So I would change this list personally. If you're going to run 18 Blade Guard, I think you need more than 1 Chaplain. Because I think they are good, but if you're going to be going into enemy elites, you might struggle a little bit, right? You know, if you're playing Death Guard and their Terminators are toughness 7, you've got big problems. The Blade Guard are just going to bounce. On foot Chaplain for spiritual leaders seems so clutch for re-enabling stratagems on a big unit in a pinch. Yeah, I mean, I think the Chaplain on foot is great for his the 12-inch battle shock removal at any point during the game. Thick says it's the first time we're able to watch live. Well, that's cool, Thick. Normally I have to do this much later in the day when the kids are in bed, so it's the holidays though. So this is the last show of the year. There is a couple of tactics videos coming. But this will be the last army show of the year. Multi-charging in this detachment is hilarious. Why? I mean, this detachment just gives you a lot of attacks, right? Reroll once to wound. It's always good. I would make a couple of changes here. I don't mind 18 Blade Guard. I just think that they need to be led. Does this detachment come close to redeeming Blade Guard Death Company models on foot? Not really. Death Company on foot, I think, are still kind of bad. I feel like the Intercessors are just better. I mean, could you take them at 85 points? Sure, but would you not rather Outriders or something that move a lot faster and do 2 damage with every swing? Evening, Sanguiner. Hello. I missed a question. Sorry. The question was from Die TIE Fighter. It'd be interesting to see what a Sanguinary Priest could do in Rage Curse. Potential AP3 for Chainswords and AP4 Power Fist. Shame he can't lead Blade Guard. Yeah, I mean, he makes them better, right? But he doesn't really up their damage output. Like, Chainswords at AP3? Is that much more meaningful on Chainswords than AP2? Like, what are you hitting? You know? Like, what are you going after with Chainswords that you really need AP3 on? It's sort of a conundrum, right? Like, if you're going after enemy elites, you ideally don't want to be hitting them with Strength 4 Chainswords. You want to be hitting them with, like, Strength 8 Sanguinary Guard, or Strength 8 or 9 Power Fists. Alright. Shadow Knight 22. Again, we're on a Rage Cursed Onslaught list. We have the Captain on foot with the Angel's Fang. Notably, it's the Blood Angels captain, so he can potentially do some stickying. We have a captain with the jump back with Fight First. We have Mephisto and Lamartes. We have a lieutenant and a Sanguinary Priest. We've got the 10 Assault Intercessors. So yeah, this list is going to take the 10 Assault Intercessors with the Sanguinary Priest potential to get them to AP3. Maybe there's some matches up that's meaningful, where Strength 5 AP3 is going to be meaningful. I don't know if I feel like it's enough matches to make me ever want to take this. 225 points. I feel like the 5-man Death Company with the Chaplain is just going to massively outdamage these guys now. And it's going to be about 30 points cheaper. That's my opinion. And also they're going to move like 12 inches as opposed to 6, right? We have the Impulsor. We have the 2 Ball Predators. We have the Company Heroes, which I think is great, especially if they're attached to the Blood Angels Captain with Sustain 2. We have the Death Company Marines with jump packs. We have a Land Raider, I guess that's for the Assault Intercessors with the Sanguinary Priest. We have the Outriders, which are good. We have the Scouts, which are good. And then we've got 6 Sanguinary Guard, which will be attached to a Jump Captain with Fight First. Yeah, I mean, the Jump Captain with Fight First is useful for sure. I think you want to be just... You want to be aiming to heroic rather than ever getting charged. Because if you're heroicing, you're just getting so much more out of it. So, like, if I'm playing it, I'm probably putting the captain with the Sanguinary Guard in reserve. I'm going to rapid ingress them somewhere they can potentially heroic. That's got to be the plan, I feel like. I feel like that just does a lot more. Yeah, I mean, I guess the lieutenants with the 10 Assault Intercessors as well. Yeah, I just don't know if I rate... I'd be very surprised if 10 Assault Intercessors can actually outdamage the 5 Death Company with the +1 to wound. And anything that's like Strength 8 and higher, Toughness 8 and higher, excuse me, the Death Company are going to do massively better. So I think the Sanguinary Priest is somewhat limited in this detachment. I think Assault Intercessors, maybe they're okay, but I'm not convinced. Is the 5+ with the Sanguinary Priest? Is it good? I mean, it's fine. It adds about 1/3 of the survivability back to the unit. So instead of having 10 Assault Intercessors, you'd have the equivalent of 13, right? Or 13.33 repeating, of course. Does that massively change things? I don't know. Moliner says, I played Rage Curse for the first time yesterday. Holy F, the damage is incredible. I one-shotted a Custodian Garden, Wardens, Land Raiders, it felt amazing. Yeah, I mean, when you use limb for limb, it's bonkers. Like I've been saying, I don't even think you need big units. The big unit of Sanguinary Guard is really good. I get that. I think 6 Sanguinary Guard with the spears in this detachment is just kind of off the hook, right? Okay, Speargrass, Merry Christmas, all the best to you and your family. Same, like, Merry Christmas to everybody in the community. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting over the years, multiple years now. I look forward to, I hope you guys are all going to get a good holiday, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. Like I said, I'm taking Rage Cursed Onslaught to a GT, I think the 17th of January. Unless anything massively changes, the list I just beat orcs with on Wednesday night is probably going to be my army list. Like, I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. I'm just going to play what I know. Alright, we've got a captain with a jump pack. again, with Angel's Fang, this seems like the craziest choice. This seems like the most popular choice in this detachment. What do you think about Vanguard Veterans and RCO? I'm not really a fan of Vanguard Veterans personally, but I think they can be okay. I mean, I made a video a few weeks ago about how you can use Dante and all the Infernal Pistols. It's just not something I'm doing. Do Vanguard Veterans seem scarier with 6 AP2 lethals? Of course they do, yeah. I mean, they get a lot of attacks as well. So, I feel like there is a place for Vanguard Veterans. But for me, in my lists, I like to take 2 Vindicator tanks. So, 2 Vindicator tanks are probably the same cost as the 10 Vanguard Veterans with Dante. I mean, maybe they're arguably a little bit less. You know, so like my choices, I like Vindicator tanks. I just think there's rarely a game where my Vindicator tanks don't just obliterate something off the table, right? Like it just literally happens every single game. They obliterate something. So I find them a really hard unit to drop out of my list, if that makes sense. So we have a chaplain with the fight first. We have the Death Company captain with the jump pack. Phil, thank you so much. Happy holidays. Oh, it's going to speak it.
Super chat. Happy Sanguinala. Enjoy your family time over the holidays.
Yeah, you too, Phil. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really hope you enjoy your holiday too. The Death Company captain with jump pack is an interesting one in this detachment, right? Because getting +1 to hit, getting sustained hits is good. Getting sustained hits is good, but I feel like the +1 to wound with reroll 1s to wound is better. Oh, Shadow Knight, sorry, you've changed your list. God damn it. My new list, thank you so much for the 5. Let me see. The new list is 3 times Jump Intercessors, 2 times Death Company, 1 Vanguard Veterans times 10, 1 Sanctuary Guard times 3, 1 Terminators times 5, 1 Scouts, 1 Infiltrators, 1 Baal, Mephisto and Lamartas, a Jump Chaplain, the Jump Chaplain with Scout, the Terminator Chaplain, and the Jump Captain. Oh, interesting. Okay. I like seeing the return of Terminators. You know that? The Terminators with the Chaplain, I think, are really interesting. The Jack Jr., thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I do appreciate it. I think, like the video I just did yesterday, Terminators with Thunderhammers, man. Like, I'm really considering, like, they don't seem that expensive with the Terminator Chaplain. Like, 245 points. They will do an absolute ton of damage. They'll basically almost keep up with that Death Company that we're talking about. Like, that Death Company that are already so good. I think if you've got 245 points in your list, I mean, maybe for my next practice game, I need to just try that. Just like squeeze in the 5 the 5 Terminators with Thunderhammers and a Chaplain for rapid ingress, because I think it is so good. Obviously, Jump Intercessors are fine. I'm really iffy on the 10 Death Company. Like, I really don't think we need 10. I sure have 10 in your list, but I don't think we need them to be in 10s, because I think they're going to overkill stuff. You know? So, yeah, if you've got a new list at some point, submit it in a better format for me so I can, or just submit your new list, Shadow Knight, and we'll get you on the first show in the new year. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And sorry that I picked your list that was out of date. I did see you mention a couple of posts, because I think you posted a couple of lists, and I thought I took the newest one. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so the Sanguiner is the next list on the. I think the big question with RCO is the proper number of drops. I think in general as Blood Angels, you want to be aiming for like 12 or 13 drops. I've played both. I much prefer having 13 drops. So I think you want to be aiming 13 drops as a Blood Angels player. And what we mean by 13 drops is we mean 13 unique units. You can get away with 12. You know, but having sometimes on secondaries you can pick that mission that's like you need to do an action in your deployment, the middle section, and the enemy deployment, and you get cleanse. So it's a bad example, but if you do get a point where you're supposed to be doing 5 actions, if you only have 12 units on the board, You know, it's almost half your army is doing actions. Apparently we're going mental with super chats now, guys. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm struggling to keep up. Thoughts on 10... Oh, it's reading.
Via super chat. Have a very Merry Christmas, John. Mucho love to all the brothers in blood. Let's do some serious work in the new year.
The Jack Jr. and Benjamin, thank you so much for your super chats. Let's do them in sequential order. Thoughts on 10 Stern Guard with the Sanguinary Priest. Limb for limb gives them 6 attacks each at AP2. You would actually be AP3 there. Potential Lieutenant gives them lethals and fall back in charge. I've done a few videos on the Sanguinary Priest, Mr. Jack. I am not the hugest advocate of him. And the reason I'm not a huge advocate of him is he's 75 points. You can give that unit a captain for 80 points. We've established we can give him sustain 2 for 25 more points. So for like... So for 30 points more, and you can half that unit to 5. So then you've got like, what, 45 points less. You have a captain that has 10 attacks if you use Finest Hour and the limb for limb stratagem. He has 10 attacks with a 2 damage Power Fist. That's strength 9, AP 3, devastating wounds, and sustain 2. And I just can't feel that the Sanguinary Priest can ever come up with that. Because if you've got 10 attacks and you're taking Stern Guard, which means you reroll all hits and wounds, right? You basically, every single dice, you hit on 2s as well. So when you roll your 10 attacks, statistically you get like 1.5 6s. You should pick up all other 8.5 dice and roll them again. Because every time you hit a 1, yeah, it sucks, you get a miss. But every time you hit a 6, you get 2 extras. And like sometimes from those 10 dice, you can end up with like 5 6s. You end up with... I actually did it on stream where I rolled every single dice as a 6 on my sustained hits guy. Sustained hits 3 it was. This is sustained 2, right? So if by some miracle you roll like 5 or 6 6s, all of a sudden you've got, I don't know, I think when I did it with the Rage Curse guy, I had 20 Power Fists coming out from one guy, you know? So it's like, I just can't see how the Sanguinary Priest giving me some more AP1 is all that much more meaningful than the 2 damage. But, that being said, if you take 10 Stern Guard with a Sanguinary Priest, so they get AP1, and then I guess the Limb for Limb gives them AP2, and they've got the devastating wounds on shooting, and they've got lethals, like, will they be able to tangle? Yeah, of course they'll be able to tangle. Aradine, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Guys, if you get a gifted membership, please do head over to Discord. Get into the Discord room. There's a members only channel. You're more than welcome. We're going to have to listen. I still haven't figured out how the hell to make that not say, I have awoken 10 times. But yeah, there's a video on the channel about the Sanguinary Priest with assault intercessors. So the maths will be identical, right? Because limb for limb will make them AP2, same as the assault intercessors, pretty much. So if you want to actually see what maths those 10 Sanguinary Priests can do, I did a video on it, and like I said, it'll basically the 1 AP in this detachment will match up, right? The video it's probably like 2 months ago, so it's probably down here somewhere. This video, nope. That's the RTT winning list that include the Sanguinary Priest. This video here, right? Brawling with a Sanguinary Priest. Check that video out, because I imagine the Stern Guard, they'll be very similar, right? Like they'll be they'll be strength 5, AP2, and they had 50 attacks, you'll have 60 attacks. So that will be very similar, the maths in that video. So check that out, Mr. Jack Jr. Benjamin, have a very Merry Christmas. Yeah, you too, Benjamin. Thank you so much. No long question to answer there. I appreciate that. And then Aradine, as always, dude, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Ho ho, Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate it. Everyone's making it to the live stream. It's because it's the holidays. Everybody's like, finally, the holidays. I started a new video game last night, which was cool. I only played it for like half an hour, but it's the holidays. I feel like I want to do something productive on my holiday, so I started playing a new video game. And then today is actually, I'm fasting, believe it or not, because I'm about to eat all the unhealthy food for like 3 or 4 days. So I'm at 21 hours and 58 minutes on this fast. I think I'm aiming for 36 hours, but I actually feel really, this is the second time I've tried to fast and get to 36 hours. So I feel like the last fast, even though I failed, I feel like I'm much better prepared. I feel like it's going really well at the moment. I'm trying to make sure I'm drinking a shitload of water, because I think that's what gave me the headache last time and I forgot. Alright, why has no one mentioned a 10-man unit of Reavers in this detachment? Because they're probably 80 points, man. If they were a little bit cheaper, they might be viable. Like, for 10 points more, would you not just want assault intercessors? Reavers. So they could go 5 minus 2, 1. 6 attacks. I mean, it's not horrible. Good against weak enemy infantry, right? 160 points. So it's 10 point. I think the problem is they're 10 points less than jump intercessors. And 10 jump intercessors can potentially bring 10 mortal wounds, as well as basically the exact same profile. So are you going to pay 10 points more for a 12-inch move and potentially 10 mortal wounds? Yeah, I mean, I think you pay that every day of the week. I think if that's the baseline, would you pay 10 more points for every time you charge? You have 6 more inch movement and 10 mortal wounds. Yeah, I think that's why Reavers don't get picked. Are we doing a New Year's stream this year? I was gonna mention it at the end of the stream actually, but yeah, I'll mention it now then, since you asked, Ardeen, and you did just give me 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it ever so much. We are doing a New Year's stream. New Year in Scotland, I only learned this year, is called Hogmanay. Well, I knew the word. I knew the Scottish word was Hogmanay, but I didn't realise it was a Scottish word. I just thought it was an English word, because why would it be specific to Scotland? But it is a specific Scottish word. So we're going to celebrate another year around the sun with our happy Hogmanay stream. Will be live from, like, I don't know, 3 hours before the turn. So the 31st. 3 hours before midnight here in the UK, and probably like 3 hours afterwards. Get yourself some beer, get yourself some whiskey, whatever the hell you want to drink, because I think I've got a bottle of whiskey, I bought a bottle of white rum, and I've also got a bottle of coffee liqueur, because I love coffee liqueur, and it's late at night, so I need something to keep me going, a bit of caffeine. I've got a webcam for my wife, so my wife will join us. She's actually going to do some Warhammer. She's very sarcastic, so it should be a fun stream, because you just take the piss at me the whole night. And we'll get some other people that support the channel on for a little bit, and we'll have a couple of good drinks. And every year for the Hogmanay stream, I try and find the worst photo of myself I can find to put on the thumbnail. So this is this year's worst photo. It's from a Christmas a few years ago with a hat. I thought it looked ridiculous at the time. I think it looks horrible now. So this is me, probably like, I think this was pre-kids, right, when my hair wasn't quite so grey. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that for sure. So we'll see some of you there. If you're not going out to celebrate and you want to just come and drink and make some Warhammer models, that's what we'll be doing. Do we think you need Fight First on the Terminators? I don't think you need Fight First on any unit. You just need to play your units better, right? I don't mean that in a horrible way of like just play your units better, but like people have won tournaments this whole edition with Angelic Inheritors. Angelic Inheritors has no Fight First. So if you can win tournaments with Angelic Inheritors, pretty sure you can win. You can win without. I'm trying to think. I think, did the Sons of Sanguinius detachment have Fight First? I don't think so. So our basic Codex detachment didn't have Fight First. I'm like 90% sure of that. And people won tournaments with that as well. Is Fight First a good enhancement to have? Yes, it's a great enhancement. Can you put it on Sanguinary Guard, Terminators, Death Company? Yes, it's good on all of them. Do you have to have it to win a tournament? No. Right? I still need to try the Death Company Dreads, but what are they replacing is the main problem. Yeah, I haven't tried the Death Company Dreads. I'm sorry. I just don't know if I feel like they're good. I know Innes Wilson won a tournament with 2 Death Company Dreads. I think Innes Wilson is arguably like probably top 5, top 10 Warhammer players in the world. Like, you know, he could probably win a tournament with Reavers and Scouts. I don't know. You know, so there's a question about like us regular people. I don't know. I don't see the strength in the Death Company Dreadnought. Like, I look at his data sheet, I don't see the strength in it. Right. All right, we've got another Sanguinar's list. Excuse me. We've been off track from all the super chats and the gifted memberships and the new memberships, guys. I just have to thank you guys, not just at Christmas, but any time. Thank you so much for supporting me in the channel. I appreciate it ever so much. All right, we've got the Blade Guard Ancient. We've got the Captain again with the fight, the Sustain 2. Do you know, that's another thing, right? Like, I'm playing this Captain myself. I'm not taking an enhancement on him or the Sustain 2. He's still 10 attacks. He's still devastating wounds. Do you have to have the Sustain 2? No, you don't have to have it. I prefer to have more units and less enhancements. That's a choice I've made. I'd rather use all these points you're spending on these enhancements on another unit. Does that make me wrong? Maybe. Is that how I like to play? Sure. You know, like, you choose the tools you bring to any 40k game. There's no right and wrong answer. If there was one list that was the best list, everyone would play it and it'd be chess and we'd be bored. Okay, we have the Fight First Chaplain. We have Dante, we have Lamartez, we have a Lieutenant. I actually kind of like the fact that they finally made the Lieutenant, right, really cost effective. 55 points. Cool. And the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. Again, I think in this detachment, you just want Mephiston, but the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon is fine. He obviously can do actions, he can score, he can reactive move. He's still a good character to have. We've got Intercessors for Sticky. We have an Impulsor. I assume that's going to be their Fight First Chaplain and Blade Guard. That's what I'm expecting to see. We've got 2 5-man units of Assault Intercessors with jump packs. Did anyone that gave a super chat, or in general, if anyone has a question that I didn't give a good enough answer to, please just put it in chat again and I'll try and see it. 10 Death Company Marines with jump packs. 3 units of the 3 Sangre Guard with spears. It's nice to see the spear. Like, spears were so dog shit for like 12 months or even longer. It's so nice to see that spears are actually like a choice that you actually want to take for a little while. We've got the 5 Stern Guard, and then we've got the 10 Infernal Vanguard Veterans jump packs. A lot of people... Why do you think Mephiston is good in this detachment? Right. Because at the start of the game, I'm going to move Mephiston right onto the center objective, right? Like, he's going to be standing on the center objective, probably just touching it on my side. What that does is 2 things. 1, I hold the center objective, so on any map that needs like 3 objectives to be scored, I will be scoring middle for Mephiston. Mephiston is toughness 5 with... Toughness 5... 6 wounds and a 4-up feel no pain. So sort of factor in the fact that you make 50% of your 4-up feel no pains, right? Because you do, right? If you had to roll 10 dice, statistically half of them would be passed. So the way you almost need to look at Mephiston is he's toughness 5 with 12 wounds. And he's a lone operative. So you need to commit something within... You need to be within 12 inches to shoot him, right? So you need to commit something that can kill a toughness 5 model with a 2-up save, 5-up invuln save that has 12 wounds. That's what you need to commit to kill him. If you move within 12 of him to shoot him, you're damn well sure that I'm going to have a jump pack unit sitting just behind cover as near as possible to him that then is going to be able to jump 12 inches and make an almost guaranteed charge on you. If you manage to shoot Mephiston to death, then I sticky the objective and I score my primary points anyway, because that's the detachment rule, that I have a 1 CP sticky the objective. And if you commit like a crap unit to charge him, then he will fight first and probably kill most of your crap unit. So I think, personally, yes, you could argue the combi weapon lieutenant is better because he's got stealth and he's got reactive move. But I've played the combi lieutenant a lot. I played him for like 6 months. I like Mephiston because I feel like maybe I'm not a good enough player to play the combi weapon lieutenant. Maybe I'm not tricksy enough. But with Mephiston, I'm just like, here he is, come and kill him. If you try and kill him, you're going to have to expose something which I will instantly retaliate on. So, I prefer Mephiston. Does Mephiston spike crazily? Is a sword really unreliable? Yes, that's not why I'm taking him. I'm taking him because he just gives me sort of an easy way to sticky some objective in the middle. The combi lieutenant doesn't hold the objective. Well, yeah, if he reactive moves off the objective, he doesn't hold it, right? There is no perfect answer to that. That's one of the reasons that I really take impulsors in a lot of my lists as well, because I feel like Blood Angels don't have a lot of cheap, durable shit, right? Like Sanguinary Guard, not cheap, not durable. Jump Intercessors, kind of cheap, but also not durable. Death Company, in the moment, they're actually not that cheap, and they're not that durable. So, like, I need something that is durable that I can just throw on an objective as well and say, like, you're going to have to commit a lot of firepower to kill this. So that's why I think we see a lot of Ball Predators in this detachment. I obviously like Impulsors. This list had an Impulsor in it. And then I like Mephiston. So, the rest of this list, then. We've got the Blade Guard Ancient. Oh, I might be wrong here, actually. The Blade Guard Ancient has to be with the Blade Guard. So, sorry, the Blade Guard probably... The Blade Guard will be with the Ancient. The Captain on Foot will be with the Stern Guard. We've got Dante with the Vanguard Veterans. We've got Lamartas with the Jump Death Company. So, I'm not actually sure who the Chaplain on the Foot... Let me see, did he say? Dante with the Vanguard Veterans. Lamartas with the 10 Death Company, the Jump Pack and Combi Lieutenant for scoring, the Sanguinary Guard to kill objective scoring, the Impulsor with the Sub-Rage Captain and Stern Guard to move towards the enemies. And the Blade Guard are with the Chaplain. Oh, and the Lieutenant and the Ancient. I don't think the Blade Guard can attach that many units. They can attach a Captain, Lieutenant, and Ancient, but they can't attach a Chaplain, Lieutenant, and Ancient. So this is a mistake, Sanguinar. That's a... It's a really stupid semantic mistake, but like, it's not your fault. It's the attachment rules that are a little bit silly, to be honest with you. Whereas like the chaplain can attach to the Blade Guard, yes, but when we look at the Blade Guard Ancient, he's not able to attach unless it's like a lieutenant or a captain or a chapter master, and the lieutenant is the same. So like, you can attach the Lieutenant and the Ancient, but you've got a problem there where the Chaplain can't attach. Don't ask me why. I hope that the leader / attachments are improved next edition. That's one thing that I feel like that's one thing that Games Workshop need to improve. It kind of makes no sense that like some units can attach certain characters and certain combinations, but then nothing can attach next to the Chaplain. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Speargrass, cool. Final list for tonight, or this afternoon. Ball Predators are like gold in this detachment, says Shadow Knight. Yeah, I mean, I think Mephiston's good in this detachment. I've played him twice. I'm trying to think, did he live in either of the games? Or did he just die? He died when he died, but I countered really well in the Orc game. And I'm struggling to remember the game before that I played. Death Guard, did he die against Death Guard? I mean, he probably died, but he probably fitted my battle plan. Is there any play for a solo Death Company, Jump Captain, and RCO? I mean, there is play if you want a solo character, but I think the days of solo characters being all that meaningful are dead. Why would you not just try and attach the 5 Death Company to him, right? Alright, yeah, sorry, Speargrass. We have the Captain of the Jump Pack with Angel's Fang, the Chaplain with Master Red Thirst. Oh, the Death Company Captain. Oh, we started this list and then I got distracted by all the super chats, yeah. 2 Jump Assault Intercessors, 3 Blade Guard, 15 Death Company, Squad of Incursors, Infiltrators, Sanguinary Guard, Scouts. I knew there was going to be Vindicator tanks here, and 2 Vindicator tanks. Yeah, I mean, the Vindicator tanks with the Incursors is really cool, right? The Incursors can actually hit somewhat hard in melee now as well. You've got the Scouts, you've got the 6 Sanguinary Guard attached to the Angel's Fang Captain. The Death Company being led by the Jump Captain, I think, is the wrong choice. I think you want the Chaplain there. I think the +1 to wound is just so much more meaningful than Sustained 1. The reason that I think the Jump Captain, the Chaplain, is so much more meaningful is, right, Sustained 1 gives you 16%, give or take, extra hits. Limb for limb alone gives you 66% extra hits on some of these guys. Right? Like, if you have 3 attacks on a Death Company Power Fist, limb for limb gives you 2 extra attacks. That's equivalent of Sustained 4. Because Sustained is 16% more, and 2 extra hits is 66% more. So I think this should be a Chaplain. I think this should be a Chaplain with a Jump Pack. I think that is much stronger. I think Lamartus plus the 10 is nice. I think Lieutenant with the combi weapon is nice. And it's not like the Chaplain giving +1 to wound is... It happens even if you're charged, right? Infiltrators for holding the backfield. Scouts for scoring. 3 Blade Guard. 3 Blade Guard is an interesting choice. Like, would I personally take Outriders over 3 Blade Guard? Like, the thing you can do with 3 Blade Guard, though, is, like, you put them on, like, your natural expansion objective, and you just sit them there, and you just use them to hold an objective, right? Like, they can do that. They can have 3 wounds per model, 4 up invuln save. They can also deal with, like, a MSU unit on the flank. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I guess Outriders are possibly... I possibly prefer them. Like, if I have 80 points left, do I take a unit of Outriders or take a unit of Blade Guard? I'd probably take the Outriders in this detachment just because I feel like they're pretty strong when they make a charge and they're pretty fast. But the Blade Guard, like, depends on what you want them to do. I think that's totally fine. The Jump Intercessor is obviously fine. The Lieutenant with the combi weapon is a good character. Again, like, me personally at the moment, I'm kind of more on Mephiston. But the combi weapon lieutenant character is still good. We've got Fight First on the Chaplain. And we've got the Captain with the Sustained 2. Let's see what he said. The Captain's with the Sanguinary Guard. Yep. Chaplain and the Blade Guard. Considering changing out the Incursors to increase the Blade Guard to either make a 6 or 2 3s in the Impulsor. I mean, Incursors are decent. Like, you're always going to have something that just does actions. And the Incursors can do that. It's not the worst thing to shoot a vehicle to get +1 to hit on the Vindicator tanks as well. The combi weapon, the Scouts Infiltrator for some early board presence. I'm thinking of dropping 1 Vindicator for 2 squads of Eradicators. I don't know. I think the Vindicators are a high staple. I think Eradicators are fine, but I don't think people are going too ham on Eradicators, right? I know they just got a points drop. I guess that's why you can fit 2 of them. I think I prefer personally the double Vindicator tank over Eradicators. I've got 6 Eradicators. I ran them before. I think if the rerolls to hit and wound in that were against everything, that they would be good. But the rerolls they have to hit and wound are only against vehicles. And then I just feel like they've got such short range, and they just move so short as well. It's a tough one, right? Rage Cursed Onslaught strikes me as a slightly less finesse playstyle than Assault Angelic Inheritors if you're going for top tables, stick to lag. I think people on the top tables, man, if I'm correct, were using Angelic Inheritors, right? Like, Angelic Inheritors has been statting much higher. Let's have a quick look. So in the current meta, Blood Angels have jumped, actually. We were at 48% win rate. We've jumped to 50% win rate. Let's see the detachment breakdown. Angelic Inheritors is a 53% win rate. Liberator Assault Group is a 49% win rate. There is a lot more people playing Liberator Assault Group. Liberator Assault Group, 326 players. 68 players. Angelic Inheritors, 17 players. So Angelic Inheritors, they also have the 4-0 event start of 12% against a 4-0 start of Liberator Assault Group of 4%. So basically what you're saying, like, Angelic Inheritors is around 3 times better in terms of getting a 4-0 event start, and then overall win rate is about 10% better. I've seen a bigger gap before. I think Liberator Assault Group was down at like 47, and I think Angelic Inheritors was at 54, 53 when we looked at it before. So there is a gap that basically trying to say that Angelic Inheritors has more tools, right? And I think one of the biggest tools it has is the lone op any unit that's led by a character with an 18. It can really, shooting armies can really be shut down a little bit by Angelic Inheritors. And it's a harder to play detachment because you don't do as much damage in melee. But if you're playing it right, it's obviously better than Liberator Assault Group. I played it. I played as Angelic Inheritors against a lag player at a tournament. And like, I don't want to say that the odds were stacked against the lag player, but it was like I knew exactly what he's going to be doing, right? He's going to be charging me everywhere he can, and if I just hold my forces back for like counter charges and shooting, there wasn't a whole lot he could do against it, right? Like it felt like regardless of how well he played the game, I'm going to win. Because I guess Blood Angels versus Blood Angels, if you know both detachments, I feel like Angelic Inheritors just has the edge. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was a skill thing. I just think Angelic Inheritors in that matchup, especially like if the Angelic Inheritors player has like a couple of Vindicator tanks and some Plasma Inceptors, they're just too damn good at killing 3 wound toughness 4 Marines. Like everything just wounds on 2s, and every failed save is a dead guy. It's just tough, right? It's tough for Liberator Assault Group. I think Rage Cursed is going to maybe get close to Angelic Inheritors. I would imagine they're going to get similar values. But yeah, I think I would keep the 2 Vindicator tanks. I think if you want to get rid of if you don't feel like you need the Incursors, swap them out for Outriders. I think Outriders are really useful in this attachment. And I think the last thing to do is definitely get rid of the Death Company Captain with the jump pack and get in a chaplain, because that 5-man Death Company, if there's one thing you should take away at the moment, it's that 5-man Death Company led by the chaplain. If you haven't tried it, please try it, because oh my god, is it good. Like if you ever played back when the Death Company had 5 Power Fists, right? Like everybody was allowed a Power Fist and you had a chaplain in that unit. If you ever remember how good that was, that's what Rage Cursed can do. It feels similar. It's like your 5 Death Company with a chaplain just jump in and decimate anything. And here's the kicker: if it's an enemy unit that's got fight first, you fucking charge them anyway if you've got 2 CP. Then you pay your 2 CP and you fight on death and you still wipe the enemy unit. Like, it's just got some serious play. So if you've not tried that, I highly recommend you try it. I'm pretty sure my tournament list for January is going to include 2 of them, because that's when I won the GT. Was the only GT I have ever won was when the 5 Death Company could all take Power Fists, and I attached a chaplain to both squads, and those squads are like, I don't know what you call them, like surgical scalpels. You just be like, I need that 1 unit dead. They just jump forward, they reroll their charge, they just annihilate it. It doesn't matter if they die, they did their job. And they usually trade up to, you know, like I said, this week they did about 550 points worth of damage into Stompa. It's a unit that costs less than 200 points. I keep saying less than 200. I actually have no idea. How many points is 5 Death Company with jump packs? I know the chaplain's 75. Death Company with a jump pack, I think they're like 125. That's the wrong fucking data sheet. Death Company with jump. Oh, I clicked that again. Death Company with jump packs. Oh yes, yeah, so they're 195. Thank you. and they do 550 plus points of damage to a Stomper. One of the hardest toughness 14 units in the game. You would take that trade all day long. That's a 250% more than 250%. 550 divided by 195. 550 divided by 195. They're trading up to like times 100 to get percentage. They're trading up 282%. That unit is bonkers. And arguably, like, the thing I don't want to admit is, like, this is when I won the GT. That when I had a unit that could trade up 280%. Like, of course I won the GT. Like, am I even a good Blood Angels player? I don't know. But if you give me a 12-inch moving unit that can trade 280% of its value and you put 2 of them in my army list, yeah, I'm ready to do something, right? I'm ready to do some killing. I don't think, yeah, I mean, Stompers are trash, but the same principle, if it was a Lord of Skulls, or if it was a Knight Castellan, my point is, it would just massively trade. If you go in and use limb for limb, you're doing more than 195 points of damage. And in this situation, it was able to do 282%. And I think in other situations, it's probably able to do 200 to 300% of its damage value. And, like, obviously that helps you win tournaments. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. I do appreciate it. Please leave a like on the stream. This was episode 218, I think, of the Army List Show. It's always a pleasure. Like I said, I will be back. You might see me live stream once between now and New Year. I might get bored one night of being with the family and come on here and do a live stream where we're just hobbying. But we will 100% be here. We'll 100% be here for the 31st. So join us for that if you would like. And if I don't see you, then I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope Santa's nice to you. And a Happy New Year. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm taking Rage Curse to a tournament. I think it's the 17th of January. Like the 3rd week in January. So I'll maybe get like 1 or 2 more practice games on the channel before then. And then I'll have like a tournament breakdown of how I do. And am I going to take 2 5-man units led by chaplains? Fucking right I am. I'm hoping they won't get nerfed before then. I don't think they'll have time because it's like Christmas and stuff. Games Workshop will be busy. So I don't think they'll change them before then. So I think, you know, I'll get to go to a tournament with some nice overpowered death company. And I'll be able to wreck some people in the face. So that'll be fun. And and maybe they'll actually like do really well at the tournament. And once again, I'll have the questions of like, am I actually a good Blood Angels player, or am I just carried by overpowered, ragey guys that like to scream Horus? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a good day. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Have a nice Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you soon. Good night. Peace.